Hello there. Just a very, very quick video just to mention to you a couple of things that I asked the 9 earlier, and I just wanted to let you know their responses. So another very short video. One of the questions I asked them is, why is the divine feminine energy, so important today, which is May the 4th, Star Wars Day, tomorrow, May 5th, the eclipse, and Saturday, May 6th, which in the UK is the day of the procession of one of the royal family members. Anyway, I'm not going to be discussing that, but my question was, why is the divine feminine so important in these 3 days, these 3 eclipse days? So the eclipse being tomorrow, May the 5th, moving back into today, May 4th, and into May 6th. There's always a 3-day eclipse energy as to when it is most intense. And then that energy can actually come in much earlier and last much longer. But those 3 days are the main points, with obviously the day of the eclipse being the culmination. So why is the divine feminine so important at this time? And this is what they replied. The feminine is the subconscious, the moon, the lunar, and you are in the portal or gateway that you know as lunar eclipse. This is the time of the moon goddess, lady of the lake, or queen of the moon. For more information about these archetypes, I do have a video on my YouTube channel entitled Divine Feminine Archetypes, Goddess, High Priestess, and Queen of the Moon, that explains much more about what these goddess archetypes are and how they're connected to the divine feminine, or how the divine feminine are expressed through them, and how they're connected to the lunar energy, the moon energy, the eclipse. So you can watch that video, which was channeled from the 9 about 8 years ago, but the energy stands very much in alignment with this eclipse on May 6th, tomorrow, May 5th rather. So 4th, 5th, and 6th of May, those 3 days. This is the rising of the subconscious, that which is hidden, to show itself to all. Therefore, it is of most import to acknowledge the divine feminine aspect at the time of the lunar eclipse for subconscious and ascension experience and processing of that experience. Just as it is, so too, to acknowledge the sacred masculine at the time of the solar eclipse, for the energy of the sun provides the charge, the momentum, the fire, blue star fire, to make known the subconscious, or indeed make magic from the subconscious, which is creation. Now, for more information, far more in depth, not just energetically and spiritually, but also how that affects the human individual as they go through their life, Catzmagick and I earlier today were guests on a podcast with Becky Parks, and the podcast is Sacred Wisdom. So if you type in Sacred Wisdom, Connecting Consciousness, Becky Parks on YouTube, you should find that video. I will also link that video up on my social media channels. However, I don't know when it will be uploaded because it's going up to Becky's channel. So by the time you get this video, it might not be uploaded yet. If you're a member of Connecting Consciousness, you'll see the video, the podcast in the Mighty Networks group. And other than that, it will be on Becky Parks's YouTube channel, Sacred Wisdom. So that's where we discuss the masculine and feminine. And that was the reason I was asking the 9 these questions, but I didn't get to answer or present all this information in the podcast. So we had some solar flares yesterday, May 3rd, apparently 6 M-class flares. So I heard, I could be wrong, but I presented this question to the 9. And I said, these solar flares that we had yesterday, would these have created charge for the feminine energy of the lunar eclipse? So what they're saying here is, when they're talking about charge, is that the masculine energy creates the charge needed for the feminine energy to present the creation. And that's the energy that we are moving into, or that we're in now with this lunar eclipse. And the entire eclipse season being in such a balance of 2 solar eclipses, 2 lunar eclipses for 2023. So this is a balance of divine feminine, sacred masculine, or divine masculine, however you wish to use that term, coming together in balance for the whole of 2023. So 2023 is very much about the masculine and feminine energy, in the positive sense, in the spiritual sense, in the sense that it affects humanity, our identity. All of that is big in 2023, and these eclipses are shining a light on that. So the question, the solar flares we had yesterday, May 3rd, apparently 6M class flares, would these have created charge for the feminine energy of the lunar eclipse? So they're saying the solar eclipse creates the charge for the lunar eclipse in a masculine feminine sense. That's the galactic masculine and feminine dance that's bringing this energy down to us here in this dimension on this planet. Will the solar flares have done the same thing? Is this why we have such a intense energy at the moment for the eclipse? Because the solar flares were yesterday, 2 days before the eclipse. And the 9 replied, indeed, yes, but in a different way to the eclipse. The solar eclipse provides total or partial sacred masculine energy or charge. The solar flares are injections from that, if you will. So they are sun seeds or solar seeds, holding information for the divine template creation, but the charge is in the eclipse. If you will, the solar eclipse is the tree, and the lunar eclipse are the apples upon the tree, and the solar flares are the seeds within the apples from which the new tree is grown, and they are all together part of the overall creation. And I will add that this is just one major part, but one part of the creational expression that we are experiencing in this galaxy, this solar system, this universal sector, and within our own reality and within our DNA. So important information to know for the eclipse that takes place tomorrow on May the 5th, because that is the energy that's being presented, shining a light on the divine feminine, which is the subconscious within the human and within the hidden aspects of reality, coming in this feminine way with charge, masculine charge behind it. So it's about creation. And there's so much more I could say about the eclipse, but this is just a short video today. And for further information about the archetypes, the divine feminine archetypes, please see my video, Divine Feminine Archetypes, Goddess, High Priestess, and Queen of the Moon. Okay, thank you very much for listening. See you soon. Bye.